She had thousands of followers, a verified-looking account, photos with world leaders, standing beside Donald Trump at a gala, seated courtside next to Cristiano Ronaldo. She had a claimed affiliation with Polymarket, one of the biggest prediction platforms in crypto. She posted about luxury travel, high-end finance, and cutting-edge blockchain plays. Her name was Yuna. Some called her WhaleQueen. And she wasn't real. On her head existed in the physical world. Not a single strand of hair on her head existed in the physical world. She was fabricated, pixel by pixel, post by post, by a team of scammers who used artificial intelligence to build an entire human being from nothing. And then they used her to steal very real money. This is the story of how they did it, how they got caught, and why what happened with Yuna is just the beginning of something much, much worse. Let's start with what you would have seen if you stumbled across Yuna's profile in late 2025. A beautiful woman, late 20s, maybe early 30s, flawless skin, the kind of bone structure that splits the difference between a fashion editorial and a tech conference keynote. Every photo hit a different note. Here she is at a charity event. Here she is speaking on a panel. Here she is in Dubai, in Monaco, in New York. And the photos weren't amateur. These weren't low-resolution deep fakes with melting ears and 6 fingers. They were clean, high definition, compositionally sophisticated, generated using the latest wave of AI image tools that have gotten so good, they don't just fool your eyes, they fool your assumptions. Because here's the thing, people don't understand about AI images in 2025 and 2026. The technology isn't just generating faces anymore. It's generating contexts, backgrounds that match the lighting, clothing wrinkles that respond to body position, reflections in sunglasses, crowd blur at the right depth of field, the details that your subconscious brain uses to authenticate what your eyes are seeing. Like, Yuna's creators understood this. They didn't just make a face, they made a life. Photos placing her alongside Donald Trump, alongside Cristiano Ronaldo. Images that looked, at a glance, and even at a second glance, like real event photography, like candid snapshots from real galas and real sideline encounters. And the account didn't just post photos, it posted content. Market analysis, crypto predictions, hot takes on blockchain governance. The kind of posts that make you think, this person is plugged in, this person knows people, this person is worth following. The crowning touch? A claimed affiliation with Polymarket, the crypto-powered prediction platform that had surged into mainstream consciousness during the 2024 US election. Polymarket had become a symbol of the smart money crowd, the insider class. Claiming to be connected to Polymarket was like stamping a credential on your forehead. None of it was real, but all of it worked. Within weeks, Yuna, WhaleQueen, had amassed thousands of followers. Engagement was climbing. People were trusting her. And that trust was the product being sold. Once the persona was built, once the follower count was high enough, once the engagement metrics looked organic enough, once the fake life felt real enough, the scammers did what scammers in crypto always do. They launched a token. The playbook is well documented at this point. You build hype around a personality. You create a token associated with that personality. You seed early wallets with massive holdings. You promote the token to the audience that trusts you. The audience buys in. The price spikes. And then, in minutes, sometimes seconds, the insiders dump their holdings. The price craters. The followers are left holding digital dust, and the scammers walk away with real money converted through mixers and cross-chain bridges into assets that are almost impossible to trace. This is a rug pull, and the crypto world has seen thousands of them. But what makes the Yuna case different, what makes it a landmark, is that the influencer at the center of the rug pull never existed at all. Previous rug pulls involved real people making bad choices. FaZe Clan members promoting Save the Kids and dumping tokens. Haley Hawk Tua. Welch watching a meme coin skyrocket to a $400 million market cap and collapse within 24 hours. Real names, real faces, real accountability, or at least the possibility of it. With Yuna, there is no face, there is no person to sue, no individual to investigate, no one to sit across from a prosecutor in a federal courtroom. The influencer was a weapon, and when it was done, the scammers could delete her the same way they created her. With the click of a button, the token launched. The price spiked. And then it didn't. Wallets connected to the project's deployer drained liquidity in a coordinated dump. On-chain analysts watching the transaction flow could see it happening in real time. Massive sell orders cascading through the pool as retail buyers were still clicking confirm on their purchases. By the time it was over, the token's value had cratered. The liquidity was gone. And the only trace of Yuna was a ghost, a series of AI-generated images floating across cached social media pages and screenshot threads. So how did it unravel? The same way most crypto fraud unravels. Not because law enforcement caught it, but because the blockchain community polices itself. On-chain investigators, people like ZachXBT and the team at Crypto Rug Munch, specialize in exactly this kind of forensic work. They trace wallet histories. They map deployer addresses. They cross-reference social media accounts with blockchain transactions. They do the work that the SEC and DOJ often don't have the bandwidth or the technical expertise to do in real time. And in January 2026, the trail led to WhaleQueen. The investigation started with the token itself. Standard procedure. Look at the deployer wallet. Who funded it? Where did the initial liquidity come from? Where did the drained funds go after the rug pull? But then the investigators did something else. They looked at the influencer. Reverse image searches on Yuna's photos returned nothing. No matches on any social media platform. No matches on any stock photo site. No matches in any facial recognition database. That alone was suspicious. A person with thousands of followers and zero image footprint anywhere else. On the internet. Then they looked closer at the photos themselves. The celebrity adjacency shots, the ones with Trump, with Ronaldo, had telltale artifacts, lighting inconsistencies between Yuna's face and the background subjects. Subtle warping near the edges where two separate image generations were composited together. The kind of details that a casual viewer would never catch, but that a trained eye or a forensic AI detection tool just could identify. Next came the social graph analysis. Yuna's follower base showed patterns consistent with bot amplification and sudden follower spikes, engagement ratios that didn't match organic growth curves, and clusters of new accounts that all began following WhaleQueen within the same 48-hour window. The polymarket affiliation? Fabricated. Polymarket had no record of any individual named Yuna associated with the platform in any capacity. The claim was simply stated, and nobody checked. And that's the part that should terrify you. Nobody checked. Because in the attention economy, in the scroll and follow economy, we don't check. We see a polished photo, a confident bio, a verified looking account with thousands of followers, and we make a judgment in 2 seconds, real or fake. And increasingly, the fakes are winning that 2-second test. The expose thread laid it all out. The fabricated photos, the blockchain receipts, the deployer wallets, the coordinated dump. A complete anatomy of a fraud that was built from the ground up using nothing but artificial intelligence and a deep understanding of human psychology. Yuna wasn't an isolated incident. She was a proof of concept. According to the Chainalysis 2026 Crypto Crime Report, published in January 2026, $17 billion in cryptocurrency was lost to scams and fraud in 2025 alone. Impersonation scams surged by 1,400%, and AI-enabled scams proved 4.5 times more profitable than traditional methods. Let me say that again. 4.5 times more profitable. Because AI doesn't just make scams cheaper to run, it makes them more convincing, more scalable, more human. TRM Labs, one of the leading blockchain forensics firms, reported that illicit crypto volume reached $158 billion in 2025, up nearly 145% from the previous year. Their analysts noted that AI tools are now being used not just for social engineering, but for testing stolen credentials at scale, optimizing money laundering flows, and even identifying vulnerabilities in smart contracts. And it's not just about fake influencers. The infrastructure of deception has gone fully industrial. In early 2024, a finance employee at a multinational company in Hong Kong joined a video call with what appeared to be the company's CFO and several senior executives. They instructed him to transfer $25 million. He did. Every face and every voice on that call was AI generated. Not a single person on that screen was real. In April 2025, crypto podcaster Scott Melker discovered that a Nigerian fraud ring had been using AI to impersonate him, generating fake driver's licenses with his face, conducting deepfake Zoom calls, and even spoofing social media accounts for his wife and children. They stole $4 million from a single victim. In early 2026, a deepfake of Donald Trump aired during Super Bowl 60 live streams, directing viewers to send cryptocurrency to wallet addresses with the promise of doubling their money. One stream attracted over 200,000 concurrent viewers. The pattern is clear, and it's accelerating. What makes the Yuna case a turning point is the previous scams took real people and faked their endorsements. This one took a fake person and built them a real audience. That is a fundamentally different threat model. Because when the influencer is the fabrication, when there's no original person to debunk the impersonation, the entire feedback loop of trust and verification breaks down. There's no Yuna to come on camera and say, that wasn't me. Because there is no me. There never was. Here's the moment I want you to sit with. Right now, at this exact second, there are AI-generated people on your timeline. Not many, maybe, but some. And you don't know which ones they are. The photos look real, the bios sound credible, the engagement looks organic, and the recommendations, the investment tips, the product endorsements, the trust me on this moments, they feel like they're coming from a person who has something to lose. Someone with a reputation, someone with a face. But what if they don't have anything to lose? What if the face is disposable? What if the entire identity can be burned down and rebuilt in an afternoon? That's the world Yuna opened the door to. If you couldn't tell that WhaleQueen was fake and thousands of people couldn't, then how do you trust anyone online? How do you verify that the person recommending a token, a platform, a financial product is someone who actually exists? The answer isn't stop trusting everyone. The answer is start verifying everything. Reverse image search the photos. Check for cross-platform presence that predates the account by years, not weeks. Look for video, real, unedited, time-stamped video. Look for in-person appearances at verified events. Look for press coverage from established outlets. And if none of that exists, if all you have is a polished profile, a confident bio, and a token to promote, run. Because the next Yuna is already being built, right now, on a laptop somewhere, and she'll be even harder to spot. Yuna wasn't the first AI-generated identity used for fraud, but she was the first major case of a fully fabricated influencer built specifically to promote a crypto token. She was the proof of concept that showed the crypto underworld and everyone watching that you don't need a person anymore. You just need pixels and patience. The scammers behind WhaleQueen are still anonymous. The money is gone. And the tools that made it possible are getting better every single day.